Hello there, my friends. It's Jen Pitta with By the Shore Stamping. Welcome into another edition of Teach Me Tuesday. Actually, this month, it's November 2019, we are focusing in all of my kind of content for my Facebook Lives and my Teach Me Tuesdays and a lot of my Facebook posts and emails and things like that. It's going to be focused on holiday hoopla. So I'm going to be getting you ready for the holidays. It's now November, so we all have to start thinking about the holiday season. And so I thought for Teach Me Tuesday this month, I would share different gift card holder ideas. I don't know about you, but I have a bunch of, I have a niece and 3 nephews, and they're all at the age where gift cards are king or cash is king. So I usually buy them a little trinket of some sort and then give them cash for Christmas. I like to package it though, so it's something cute and fun to open, just because I always feel like gift cards are kind of boring to give because they're not very exciting when they open. So that's why I like to kind of do some gift packaging that really makes it fun for them to open. So in fact, speaking of gift packaging, make sure you follow me on Facebook as well, By the Shore Stamping. Search that on Facebook and then follow me there as well, because on my Facebook Lives all this month, we're going to be focusing on gift packaging, and my Teach Me Tuesdays this month are all going to be gift card or money holders. So I'll give you lots of ideas this month for you to get ready and get prepared for the holidays in advance, which is always good, right? That is the goal. So I'm focusing this gift card holder on the Merry Moose bundle, which is my very new favorite. It's so cute, and I think it pairs so well with the perfectly plaid stack of paper, or it's wrapped in plaid is what it's called. And it pairs so well together. It's just very country-ish, and I just love the look of them together. And then I was inspired for my gift card holder today by Patty Bennett. She had posted something from a couple of months ago, I think, that was back, it might have even been last Christmas actually, that she had done a gift card holder like this. So I kind of saw her image of hers and I recreated it using this product. So here's our little Merry Moose front, and then when you open it, it's a 3-panel, and you stick the gift card in here. This is actually a refund card for one of the craft stores, and then you have your little spot to write a little message here too. But it's just a regular, it's not a full card, it's just a card front. So the card is actually this part. So it will fit in a nice little envelope. You could mail it. You could write on the back too, but I kind of designed it so that you could write here your little message. And then I put the little the moose inside as well. So let me show you how I did this. So let's go ahead, we'll clear this stuff out of the way, and I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this for you. And I'll try and share measurements as much as I can, but I'll also put those in the description below. All right, so we're starting with, like I said, it's not an actual card, it's just the base, and this is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So you'd get exactly 4 out of a sheet of an 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So you'd cut it at 4 1/4 on the short side, and then again turn it on the side and do 5.5, and that will give you 2 pieces, 2 pieces. So you get 4 full little bases for that. And then the pattern paper here is 4 by 5 1/4, so it's exactly 1/4 of an inch shorter than the base piece. And we're going to go ahead and attach this right to the card base, because that is we don't need to do anything to this. So we're just going to attach this down like that. And then I also did another piece of white just because I wanted the little panel. I had it without the white, but it didn't kind of pop as much. So I wanted this red to pop off the green a little bit. So I put a white panel down here first, and that one measures 3.5 by 4 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and just tape this down. Whoops, got my hair in there. Oi, there we go. My hair is everywhere. It's falling out like crazy lately. It has been actually for the last few years, which is kind of distressing, but I guess that's the joys of getting older, huh? Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to take I cut a piece of Cherry Cobbler cardstock. And again, I just pulled the colors for this right out of the wrapped in plaid paper. So the color scheme is basically Shaded Spruce, Cherry Cobbler, Whisper White, and then I threw in a little bit of early Espresso for my ink. So this piece here is 4 1/4 by 9 3/4. And then I'm going to take my brand new Stampin' Up! Trimmer. Did you guys see this? This came out, I think, November 1st. Yeah, November 1st. It was now orderable. So it was orderable for you as customers. For us, we were able to order it last month. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to score at 3 1/4. And you want to make sure you use the right ones. I'm going to move my cutting blade up there, and I'm going to use my scoring blade, 3 1/4. And then I always like to, I want it to be 3 1/4 and 3 1/4, so I'm going to do 1/4 inch here, and then 4 1/2 is 1, 5 1/2 is 2, 6 1/2 is 3. So then I'm going to score again 3 1/4 inches away. So it ends up being 3 1/4 and 6 1/2 is the measurements for that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get this out of my way. I'm done with that. That new trimmer is only $25 too, so it's a great, great price point. And then I'm going to take my bone folder. I'm going to fold this over. So keep in mind when you're folding this, you want it to be a like a zigzag kind of fold. So I'm going to do this, and just keep in mind that when you fold this, you want this panel to lay flat on this panel. And then you want, so you, instead of folding it this way, because then it wouldn't actually pull out, you want to fold it down and then back out again so that it will pull out like a little accordion. So that's how I scored that. All right, so we can actually go ahead and attach this down as well. I used, for the back side of this, because it's going to get pulled and tugged on a lot for people opening their gift card, I actually used a little bit of a stronger adhesive. So you could use like a liquid Tombow glue. I'm using my tear and tape. You could use the red line tape if you have that, or I think some of them are just skinny stickies tape. So whatever you have for a heavier duty kind of tape would work best. Snail adhesive or your regular tape runner most likely won't hold the test of time with this one, because like I said, they're going to be in and out of this, and we want them to be able to reuse it. So I always just use my tear and tape, and I'm just burnishing these a little bit to make sure it's fully attached. And then I'm just going to pick up the edges here. And if you have trouble getting at the edges of these, our Take Your Pick tool is really good for this. You can just kind of use the edge of that to lift these up. Sometimes if you don't have nails, it can be hard to get under there, but this tool works fantastic for that. So if you don't have nails, consider getting one of these Take Your Pick tools, because it's awesome, because it's got the pokey tool, the actual professional name for it, which is piercing tool. It's got your like a little scoop. A lot of times when you're doing vinyl or some of the die cuts or something sticky, you can unstick it with this little guy, a little putty knife. So that one's really cool too. And then this side has your embellishment, your little your sticky putty stick, so that you can pick up your embellishments and whatnot. All right, so I'm going to make sure I put this down the right way so it folds out like this. I'm going to go ahead, let me move it up a little bit so you can see, and I'm going to center this on that Whisper White cardstock like that. Okay. And then next, before I did a 3x4 piece of one of the wrapped in plaid, the red, here to kind of pull up the red in the bottom one. But before I tape this down, I'm going to tie a little knot with our Whisper White tulle ribbon. So I'm going to actually tie this around the pattern paper, and I want it on the right side over here. So I'm going to cut myself a little bit of that, like so. And I'm going to go ahead and just tie this off to the side. And I'm just doing a little knot. So we'll do this. And untie that like that. Okay. And then we'll do a little trimming here. I want to make it kind of short, so I'm just going to trim off a little more there. I don't want it to be too bulky. Now I can go ahead and tape this down because I'm all set with this. So we'll tape this down, and I'm going to put, because the ribbon's around it, I'm going to put a little bit of extra adhesive on here as well, so it will stay put. And I'm going to go ahead and attach that right in the middle of this panel. Okay. It's coming right, oh, you know what I forgot to do? But I'll show you what this guy is really good for. So I just stuck this down and I didn't want to. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to slip this under here and kind of release some of the tape there a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and I have a 1-inch green circle. I folded it in half, like right in half first, like that. And then I'm going to stick it right under here on that fold line. And that way it just kind of sticks up a little bit so that people know to kind of pull on that to be able to open the panel. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tape on this back side. Come on. Come on. Oi. Why are you being... There we go. Okay, it's being ornery. And I'm going to stick this right here. And then I'm just going to tape that down. Oops, it's a little crooked. Let's fix that. There we go. There. And so now you can see that's kind of like a little, it's kind of a folded in half, and it's a little pull tab so people know to open that. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and take the green Starburst punch. I love this punch, and it works perfectly with the 2-inch circle punch. So they layer beautifully. So I'm going to go ahead and layer these together. Whoops. And attach those so it's in the center. Like that. I'm going to attach this to the card with some glue dot, not glue dots, dimensionals. And I always do 3 on a circle. So 1, 2, 3, just kind of evens it out. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to stick that down over here. Now I need to stamp my little moose. So I'm going to take a scrap piece of Whisper White. I am going to use my Stampin' Pierce pad because this stamp set, particularly I found, needs a little bit of extra cushioning when you're stamping, particularly the solid part. So you've got a solid image and the line art. So it's a 2-step stamp. You stamp one and then the other. Generally, when I do a 2-step stamp, I always start with the solid one and then do the outline. But with this particular one, I've found in classes that everybody had an easier time if we stamp the outline first and then stamp the inside. So I'm going to just go ahead and stamp him, the outline of Mr. Moose. Like that. And then what I did is I'm using early espresso, and I'm going to do the same thing for the solid image, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp off here. And again, I've got that cushioning under me, so I'm getting a nice, good, solid image. And I'm just going to line him up with the pre-punched outline so you can see him like that. Okay. And then, of course, there's a cute little punch to go with this. So I'm going to flip this over so I can see, and I'm going to slip him right inside the punch. Make sure I get all the little bits, his legs and his antlers all lined up correctly, which can take a second. Here we go. That looks good. And then I'm going to punch him out. So you get your cute little moose. Loving this moose. Then I just use my regular adhesive, and I put a little bit on all of this just to stick this down. And I'm just going to put that right here. And then in the stamp set, there's a stamp that says Happiest of Holidays, which I love. And I'm going to go ahead and again use the early espresso. And I have a little 2 1/4 by 1/2 inch piece of shaded spruce. And it's going to just fit on there. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that straight down, straight up, and you get your cute little Happiest of Holidays. And then what I did is it overlaps right here, so I'm going to put, oh, I should have put him a little lower, but that's all right. I'm going to put a little dimensional on one side and regular adhesive on the other. So we'll do this because this overlaps the circle, and then I'll grab one little dimensional, and I'll pull that off. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach that there. Okay, so there's the front. Next up, we're going to do this inside here. I'm going to actually attach the green panel to this first and attach that to the red. So this panel is 2 1/2 by 3, or just, I think it's just shy of 3, or just over 3 inches. Because we want it to land between the 2 score marks. Okay, and then I'm going to use my 1 1/2 inch circle punch, and I'm going to just punch a little notch in there, like that. So you get the little notch for the gift card. And then again, I used my tear and tape for the edges, so I'm just going to stick that right along both edges. I love this tape because you don't need scissors. Like, it just literally, that's why it's called tear and tape. It just tears right off so easily. I'm just going to do that. Whoops. And I went over, so see how it goes over a little bit, but what I normally do when that happens is I just fold it into itself. So I'll just take this and fold it over. There we go. And then we'll do the other side like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick that down right in between these little scores. There you go. And now you can see you have a little pocket. And actually, I didn't do this on the original, and I'm going to do that on this one because the bottom isn't secured, so it could fall right out. So let's put, you would want to do this on the bottom before you tape this down, but I like a good challenge. So let's go ahead and do this way. But you do want to have something to secure it here. Let me do it this way. There we go. I'm trying to stay right on the edge there. And I missed, but again, we'll use my trick from before. And fold it over. Oh, goodness. This is definitely much easier to do when you do it before you tape it down. So do as I say and not as I do. Okay, there we go. And then I'm just going to fold this over. This is very messy, but it will serve the purpose. There we go. That way it won't fall out of the bottom now. There we go. Okay, then our last step is to do the little message point. So I took the solid image mousse, I stamped it off, and I stamped that right here in the corner. And then I took the little greeting that says Merry Christmas, oh, love it, in the dark ink without stamping off. And I just stamped that right alongside him so you can see that. You could ink the edges if you wanted to, if you wanted a little bit of a antiqued look, but since this is so crisp white, I wanted to keep the crisp white here. And then I'm just going to tape this down here. And this one's 3x4 as well. And again, I'll put all the measurements in the description for you. All right, and there you go. You have a finished, cute little gift card holder. And it fits right in a regular envelope, so it's perfect. There you have it. Gift card holder idea number 1. We'll have 3 more for you this month as you get ready for the holidays. And be sure to check out my Facebook page, By the Shore Stamping, for some more holiday hoopla ideas. And of course, if you want to sign up for my mailing list, you can do that too. And you'll get an email each week with this video and any other events and stuff that I have going on in my stamping world. So thanks so much for following along, and we'll see you next week. Have a great week. Bye.